Oh, I'm sorry. I was driving 12 hours to pick my wife up from San Diego because she had too much crap to bring on a plane.
You had to drive to pick up her luggage?
Yeah, well, I went and picked her up because she had like, I don't know how we went with 2 suitcases for her, and she came back with 4 suitcases. She's like, "Can you please just come get me? I don't want to fly, and also I have so much stuff." I was like, "You're rich."
You're rich. You could have just literally paid me
To go get, and she would have had no idea. Halfway through the drive, she would have been like, "You're acting different," because it's stunt doubles.
No. You could have paid me. We would have flown in my plane over there, picked your ass up, and flown back.
I'm not gonna fly in your little plane.
Why not? It's fun.
No.
You're
Yes, correct. How do you guess?
They're so fucking safe.
Yo.
I have a parachute built into my airplane.
Can I wear a parachute?
Oh, sure.
Then yeah, I would.
It's literally safe.
But I want to wear one.
We'll fly the whole way above the highway, so that in case anything goes out, I can land.
Can I bring eggs to throw at cars?
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun, right?
We're way too high. You won't even see the egg fall.
I would know though that it was going. Actually, I hate water.
I'll have a water. It is cold.
It's a little chilly, right?
A little nipply.
It's a little bit nipply. Is this a good look for the podcast?
Yeah, kind of the Unabomber look.
Do I look mysterious?
I'm going for it.
Nice with the big hoodie on top. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. I feel warmer.
Nice.
Even have my
You do look
deer
warm.
hunting.
How come you don't have less clothes on like last time? Are we recording?
You could help with a fridge or a freezer or something.
Yeah. Fat shaming. All right.
It's not really fat shaming. It's more like, we just want you to be healthy.
Right, because you're so fat.
Well, there has to be
And it's
there has to
shameful.
be a name. I mean, we could change the nomenclature if we wanted, but
Of course.
I mean, what would you call it besides fat?
Pleasantly plump.
I think I'd call it fiddly.
Fiddly.
Fiddly. It's kind of fun,
Okay.
and it's like it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make.
You look so fiddly. And
Welcome back to the MMA Weekly podcast, where we're going to be breaking down last weekend's fights with the UFC. It's me, Overt, professional gamer, professional fighter, along with the owner / co-founder of
MMA Weekly, Scott Peterson. Blah.
Here we are. This was crazy. Okay. This was insane. Obviously, Hamzat tapped this guy in 0.01 seconds. This guy, like he's not Robert Whittaker, one of the greatest to ever live. Bobby Knuckles. Hamzat taps him in 0.01 seconds. He immediately puts on the choke, and he immediately taps, and everybody's like, "Yo, why is he tapping? That's crazy. Not over the neck or anything like that." And then we all know what happens. We're gonna show you guys the picture in a second. All right.
I don't have a picture.
Oh, we don't have the picture.
Was there
It was so bad we might get
the broken
banned.
jaw?
Yeah, like I don't
my
even know. We should be. It's a medical thing. We should be able to show it, but we can always clip it in later. But everybody was wondering why he tapped so quickly. Even me, I was like, why did he tap so fast? What happened? Because I can tell. I know.
Did you know that something was wrong?
Something was wrong for sure. I was like, oh, he broke his jaw or something.
And he said that he
felt
heard a
it.
pop.
Yeah, because the way he put it over the choke, the face choke or whatever, was with his forearm. And this sucks. Like, if you try to choke somebody and you get the meaty part of your forearm or whatever, you can survive for a second. But Hamzat went right over with the blade of his forearm, popped his teeth back underneath his mouth. You saw the picture or no?
No.
Oh, it's bad. I'm gonna actually pull up the picture just for you so you could see this right here. But yeah, he actually popped his teeth back like a row of them. They're underneath his tongue.
Oh
so
my god!
It was like crazy.
Oh my god!
And that just shows how much strength Hamzat has as well. Insane. I'm gonna find this picture right now. Robert Whittaker broken jaw.
I don't know if I want to see it.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh no, I don't want to see it.
No, you have to see it.
So did Robert post this?
Yes.
Who posted it? He
I'm
posted
pretty sure
it?
Robert posted it, and a bunch of people, like one of his team posted it, and he posted it, all that. So Hamzat
So
Chimaev,
like back in the locker room.
yes, as, like literally 5 minutes after the fight, this was circulating Twitter. Probably, it's just a gross injury. I don't know how long this takes to heal. I assume this is going to be something that Robert has, Bobby Knuckles has for life now, that he's always going to have kind of like a issue with this. But Hamzat Chimaev is so strong that he literally popped Robert Whittaker's jaw all out of place, his teeth underneath his tongue. And that's why Robert tapped in 2 seconds or 0.2 seconds. Look at that. And that's his front row of teeth.
Oh my
back
gosh.
behind like
oh
his
my
tongue.
gosh.
It's crazy.
So the whole that looks like the gum.
Yes.
Along with the teeth.
All moved back.
All moved back.
Transplanted from the front of his mouth to the back of his mouth.
So they're gonna have to put some sort of plate in there or something.
I don't even know how that works. I'm sure that like it will all heal back together if you put it back in place or whatever, but it's probably gonna be weak forever.
And then did it snap break the
It
jaw?
didn't break
too?
his actual jaw. It just popped his teeth out of place. So I don't know. I don't even know what you call that.
So if you were in that position, obviously you've been in that position. You're a black belt. You wouldn't even think of being worried about this happening.
Yeah,
because it seems so freakish.
It is. That's a freakish injury. Yes, the jaw is a big concern. Like when people have chokes over my face and stuff, I am concerned about like my jaw getting hurt or being pulled back. But I never even thought that you could pop 3 teeth back into the back
Under
in your
his
mouth.
tongue.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's bad. And people, this goes to show too, like all the people that say things like, why would this guy tap with it over the face? Or, that's not effective because it's not under the chin or whatever. Goes to show that anything below the eyes is just the neck. You could submit anybody, you know, it doesn't matter if you're choking them or not. If you're popping somebody's teeth out of place or their jaw out of place, it's a submission.
Yeah, it's a warning shot. I thought this was very interesting. Harken back to Gaethje versus Max Holloway, and he's pointing to the middle, and he's like, nah.
You got to earn that middle shot, though. I think that fighting in the middle is something that you do towards the end after you feel each other out. And like as a fighter, I don't know if you want to throw it all away and risk it for the biscuit like that in the first 5 seconds, which is crazy of Ilya to say that. But obviously, Ilya is the one with all the power here. He's the guy with all the power. He's the guy with he has very good boxing, right?
It was impressive, but I thought Max was coming back. I thought that last round, I thought he was winning.
Yeah.
And but
it's tough.
Dude, Ilya landed the shots. What was he doing right here? Is that like
I think he sips tea because he's Spanish. Do Spanish people sip
that's
tea?
a tea sipping thing?
A little tea sipping. He hit him with the emote. That's a crazy picture right there. I'm sure that somebody has a picture of him walking away like this with Max Holloway knocked out on the ground. So Alex Volkanovski and then Max Holloway, that's like a crazy 2-fight streak right there.
Yeah, legit.
Heavy. Hand sanitizer boy with the win. Heavy. Well done, Ilya. Give you as you had. 16-0. Hand sanitizer boy. Can't wait for him to come back up to lightweight. Still think I've beat him. I really do. I still think I've beat him, lad, whether he's just beat Max Holloway or not. I still think I've beat him, lad, by kicking him on the feet or taking him down or submitting him. I genuinely think I've beat him, but congrats, Ilya Taporia. Well done, son. Congratulations, lad. Didn't see that coming, but give him his due. Good finish. Max was the better boxer, but Ilya's the better swinger, isn't he? And he ended up catching him with them big shots on the button. So congrats, fella. Can't wait for Val to come back and beat you up. I'm willing to anytime.
Bro, I love how Happy Punch put the correct captions and then the other captions were like just totally all over the place because he got such an accent.
I just can't help but laugh. Hand sanitizer boy.
Why is he calling him that?
He must have showed up probably during COVID or something and was using the Purell. I mean, I kind of get triggered by that smell. Whenever I smell it, I get pissed off. But it's funny still calling him that. But what do you think of him saying Max was the better boxer and Ilya just
has the
the
better
shots?
power shots? I mean, I think that Ilya's boxing is great. I think Max Holloway is. I agree. I think Max Holloway is a better boxer, but Ilya's very good, if not, very close, just as good or whatever. But then he has a lot more power, right? So whenever you have somebody like that, they have that like special ability to KO somebody. In addition to being a good boxer, it makes it tough. It kind of balances the field. You could have somebody who's a better boxer, but then if you're almost as good, but you got the power shots, man, that's deadly.
Yeah. Here's Israel reacting to Sher Boulay. Is that right?
The one-eyed bullet guy.
Oh.
Did you say boulay?
Boulay.
Yeah. Bullet. Brother, that's an English word.
Well, whose name is Bullet? I was like thinking, Boulay.
It's a nickname.
Kind
It's
of
the
like,
nickname.
oh,
Yeah, it's Sher, Bullet, and then the last thing is something else.
Wow.
This guy's a pirate.
Timing.
I'm the best striker this division. I'm Smash Israel Adesanya.
I'm Smash.
he looks like Game of Thrones.
He does look like Game of Thrones.
Keep my name out your fucking. Why you say fuck me for?
Why you say fuck me?
Yo,
That was some good editing.
Why would you say that for? That's funny. I honestly, that knockout from Bullet, I had to watch it back like 3 times before I realized it was like a double. Like I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I was probably out somewhere and I had to watch it back. I literally pulled it up on my phone to rewatch it because they were like, oh, it was a double back fist. I thought it was a delayed reaction from the first one, but he hits him once and then turns around again and hits him again. That is, I don't think we've ever seen a double back fist in the UFC.
I don't remember seeing one.
That was one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen. That might be knockout of the year. This guy looks like a pirate. He's going to come into the UFC. Is he even allowed to fight? He's got one eye, and he pulls up the knockout that's never been seen before.
He literally looks like that guy that stood on the wall that now does fertilizer commercials from Game of Thrones.
I have no idea who stood on the wall, but I do know that, yes, Game of Thrones, I could see it for sure. Double back fist, the dragon flying over the wall. Yeah, that was a wild knockout. I don't know, but the fact that he's calling out.
I don't know if he's ready for Israel.
I don't know if he's. Yeah, I don't think he's ready for Izzy. But would it be a fight? Now you got Izzy replying, and this guy does have a lot of like hype just off the way that he looks. People were all hyping him up on like Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, and then to come in and kind of fulfill the prophecy, the prince that was promised, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
For him to come in and do something like this, you might just get Izzy's attention because this is a guy who came in with a lot of hype and then he's knocking people out in a crazy fashion. Maybe he does get the Izzy fight, but you don't know unless you ask, right?
Yeah.
And he's asking.
He's asking. Izzy might take it.
He might do it. And
he might.
To Izzy, maybe it is a fight that's like, maybe, I don't think he's ready for Izzy, but maybe for Izzy, he goes, oh, this guy's got a lot of hype, and I need another fight to like make me look really good. Maybe it is a fight that he
warm up if ever he feels like he needs to warm up.
Yeah, a big name that's maybe not as skilled as he is. Could be a good fight, actually.
That'd be fun. I'd watch. This was, have you seen this? This is some hilarious editing here. At the press conference in Saudi Arabia, Dana and Topuria doesn't seem so thrilled. I don't know if it's just
do this. Why is he not putting it just on the podium?
I don't know if he's really pissed or if it's just the editing makes it so funny. But check this out.
And question for Dana. Ibo Hassan is fighting. He was in the beginning of the card, and now you moved him up. And what was the
What's the question? We were in matchmaking before we flew over here. And we started looking at him. We're like, we have big
he's just staring at for
bro, and that's in 2x as well.
And that is sped up.
That's
and he's
sped
just
up.
staring at that cup like, bro,
I don't need it.
I'm not your cup boy,
bro.
Like,
this man is on a weight cut. He's probably got zero moisture in his system, and so this guy puts what's a SpongeBob meme with sandy cheeks?
You think it was he is thirsty? I took it as a sign of disrespect. Like, why are you putting your trash in front of me?
Oh, I took it 100% as he's
thirsty,
so thirsty
and dried out.
And this man, he's dried out, and he put this thing right in front of him. He's like trying to play cool. Like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it, bro. And this man's on a weight cut right now for probably the most massive fight of his life, and he's definitely thirsty. He's just staring at it like a dog with a steak.
That is so funny. Now this, the first time I saw Chris Barnett, I was at the UFC headquarters, and they were doing a big fighter retreat. This was a couple years ago. This was when Ngannou famously was hitting the bag, and like he hits harder than a car or something like that. This guy, Chris Barnett, was there that night, and he actually hit it harder that night than Ngannou. But nobody talks about it.
This
guy I don't know, but this guy
I don't even
hits
see
like
him
a
talking about it.
Truck. I guess he doesn't care. But I remember
this guy's crazy. Is he very big in person?
No, he's not tall, but I mean he's wide.
He's wide, yeah.
He's thick. But yeah, that was my first time seeing this guy hitting that bag thing harder than Ngannou.
Arguably, pound for pound, the most athletic man in the UFC is Chris Barnett.
Check this out.
Yeah, that's not good.
Nice knee to the body. Jason Herzog monitoring the action.
Defend yourself, Barnett.
That's got to do it.
Yeah, that's it. He's covering
That's got
up.
to do it.
Oh, what a D.
So he can't move.
Yeah.
He's grabbing
And
his
that's going to
knee.
do it. TKO largely due to the...
See, that's sad, man.
Look at that. You could tell he buckled his knee, fucked his knee up.
Sometimes the canvas has a little like give to it, and apparently he was just in a spot, or maybe that canvas specifically doesn't have any give. And we've seen fighters get injured like this before in the pregame here.
Man.
But it sucks that a man like Barnett, who's known for being like extremely athletic at that weight class, which is crazy because you look at him, you don't think athlete, like super athletic guy.
He is slamming it down, and then it's like he right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, and he's like, you can tell right there. He's like, oh fuck.
And when he left the cage, they actually, I think that they were gonna try to stretcher him out, but he was really big, so he literally was sitting on the stairs because he couldn't walk. But then he came out later on Twitter and said, "Oh, it wasn't due to the injury." So I think that honestly, maybe that's just trying to give grace to the other guy or whatever, trying to be nice. Like I don't want excuses. But anybody who with eyeballs can clearly see that did not feel good when he does that intro right there. You know, so it sucks that. It's crazy to me that this is the most athletic man in the UFC, pound for pound. It's insane.
A combination of Jet Li and Roy Nelson.
Yeah, like a combination. Yeah, a combination of Jet Li and Roy Nelson. You put them together, get a fusion, and you get Chris Barnett.
Darren Till.
Oh, let's see.
He was recently on Ariel Helwani's show, and yeah,
when's the last time Darren fought anybody?
He went on he did the boxing thing.
Yeah.
Where that was a bizarre situation.
Yeah, that's funny. It's crazy that he's remained so relevant throughout the years of not fighting, you know? I like Darren Till a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
really nice guy. Nice guy.
Talking about my ego this, my ego that, as much as I love Dana White, there's one thing that pisses me off. Just make the fucking fight with Francis Ngannou. We don't care that you don't like Francis and Francis doesn't like you. Guess what? Wow, we don't care. No one's asked.
We don't
Let's
care.
just watch John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou versus John Jones, and let them all fight, and then we'll say, right.
Heavy accents just make everything better.
They make things a million times better. And it makes me feel like I should listen to him.
It makes me feel like I need an accent.
Yeah.
Maybe people would listen to me.
If you go over there, you'll have an accent.
Fight, and then we'll say, right, he's the best right now. We don't care that,
We don't
he
care.
said something mean to me one time. We're not asked. Who cares? I don't care. Why do you care? UFC's always been the best because we give the best fight. Now, Sheikh Al-Sheikh is coming along and making all the best fights in boxing that all these divvy promoters, because they all
love this passion,
couldn't make. Sheikh Al-Sheikh is now doing that. Now people are still chatting shit, but we're getting the best fight. We just want to see the best fights. Do you agree, Ariel?
Couldn't agree more. Thank you for saying that. Couldn't agree more. And by the way, it's so easy to make this fight because of Turkey. And also, they're both on ESPN. PFL and UFC are on ESPN. They have the same broadcast partner. Everyone wins. It's never been easier.
Look. I speak to Dane and I speak to Hunter a lot still. Like, I have a great relationship. I think he's a fucking terrific human being. And I love Dana White, I do. People can chat shit. I love him. But this thing, I know he's got a being as bonnet to Francis. And guess what, as I said, I don't judge. I don't judge the shit that Conor does outside the cage, or John Jones, or John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou versus John Jones, and then I can sit there as a fan, like you, Ariel, and say, that's the best guy.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Do we agree with that? Fucking go and get your ego and shove it right up your ass where we can't see it.
Bro, Darren's great. I guess that answers the question why he's so relevant, because he's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. And he's passionate, like you said. And I agree, man. I wish that they would make this Francis Ngannou John Jones fight. I do think John Jones wins. It would be, like, obviously, I think that the coolest thing that could happen is if John Jones beats Stipe, then they do this crazy collab where John Jones fights Francis, and then John Jones fights Tom Aspinall rides off into the sunset. That would be the cool. As a fan, that's what I would want to see.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
That would be like a movie scenario.
I don't know if Francis can do that though, since he's under contract.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it can happen. And UFC's not going to do a co-promotion.
That's the issue, right?
Won't.
If they could, like Darren Till's saying, if we could put the egos aside for a second and figure out something, because back in the day there used to be this like co-promotion with Pride and UFC and all that, and I know that's so far long ago. I know, but for a fight like this one, where it's been talked about and hyped up so much, I wish that there was a way that they could figure that out, because we all want to see it.
Yeah. But you know, Dana claims that Ngannou doesn't want that fight, and then some people think Jones doesn't want that fight. It's funny because people fall on both sides.
Yeah.
Like one wants it, another one doesn't, and vice versa. And who knows where the truth is?
I think that John Jones.
I think both of them would do it.
Oh, I think they would both do it. I think Francis is probably going to be the one to ask for the crazy amount of money, it would seem, in my opinion. And I think that John Jones wins that fight.
I just think. Did you see? You'll see what I'm saying. Do you know Jane's Addiction? That band, a real popular band from the 80s, 90s. Mm-hmm. So they've been touring, and kind of like grunge / Red Hot Chili Peppers music. And there's been some band issues. You know, there's always like egos and stuff involved. Well, they were on tour, and the lead singer went up to the guitar player, Dave Navarro, and basically hit him on stage during a concert.
I know the name Dave Navarro.
Yeah, and then backstage. And the band's done. The band's done. Yeah, he punched him. He punched him.
Did it come out why?
There was some stuff about production, like Farrell liked to have his wife and dancers up on the stage, and the rest of the band was like, we don't want the dancers, we want to focus on the music. And there's some, and then some people think the lead singer was on some drugs and stuff, but who knows? But it feels like it's that between Dana and Ngannou. It like you're past the point of no return. I think they're in a Jane's Addiction moment. Like there is no going back.
I think that you're past the point of no return unless something happens where everybody makes a substantial amount of money, and then we're all friends for a bit. You know, that's what I think.
But then there's the contract. There's the PFL contract, and
but PFL would. This is something that PFL would agree to.
They would do it, but they have all the upside.
Right.
The UFC's coming from a dominant position, and they're going to be. Of course,
if UFC is like, hey, we're going to do this fight, but we want 95% or something.
I don't even think they would give them 5% because they hold all the cards.
Yeah.
I just never see it happening unless Ngannou got out of the contract somehow.
Yeah, which I don't think is happening anytime soon.
And he doesn't seem to want to.
No, he does not. But good for him. He's in a good place with them, and I don't know, man. But as a fan, that's one that I just would love to see that. Oh, this is sick too.
I love this. So Usyk, and when are they fighting? Him and Tyson Fury. This is at the press conference.
Soon.
Yep. So apparently has him sign a picture that he folded, so he didn't know what he was signing, and it was a picture of him getting knocked out.
Yo, that's hilarious. And he showed up as Hitman. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, here he is walking in with the...
As a gamer boy, I gotta say I appreciate any video game references like this. This is cool. He's showing up as Agent 47 from Hitman.
I think we'll get copyright strict with that music going on there.
Hey, can you reenact the music for us?
Oh yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know how to react.
It's that fancy opera type song.
But yeah, the visuals very, very cool, and
showing up as a hitman for the fight. It's gonna be a great fight. I don't know when it is. I have no idea when it is. Actually, I don't pay enough attention to boxing, to be honest. I see clips like this, but that's
another one to happen in Saudi Arabia, huh?
Saudi Arabia is getting everybody.
They're killing it.
I've even heard there's been influencers that are fighting over there. And man, I hear a lot of stuff is happening with that. Like they're bringing in more influencers to fight over there in Saudi Arabia. They're poaching guys, all this stuff, because they're just trying to make like Darren said, they want to make the most entertaining fights. And the influencer fights, some of them, whether you think the skill level is high or not, it's not. But these mid-level guys are very fun to watch, and they have followings. And so I know Saudi Arabia is bringing a bunch of like our influencer guys over there as well. We have some happy bunch of guys going over there to fight. It's pretty cool what they're doing.
Who is
this guy?
Drama? Oops.
Drama.
The guy that does the best memes in MMA.
Bro, I don't even know if he's actually funny or if he's just like everybody projected that he's funny onto him. You know what I mean?
Total Nacho Libre type stuff.
Dude, Nacho Libre, one of the best movies ever.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, like, it's so funny. I don't know if Alex Bejeda is actually funny. Obviously, he's open to doing stuff. But I don't even know if he's actually funny or if everybody just kind of projected that image onto him. So now everything he does is hilarious.
It's just such dry, quirky humor.
Yeah, it's very very dry humor.
It is his cohort. It just adds to the fun. It's great. Here's the man himself.
Let's see it, Mike Tyson.
You don't know whether to take this at face value or, edited, maybe some acting. I don't know.
Was good for today. Yeah. I took it. You sure? Yeah, me too. You fucking sure? Yes, absolutely. Yes. You sure? Yes. Fuck with me, it's all right? Yes. Let's do this. You did great. We're done. You sure? Yes. Yes. I got a lot in me. Work, boy. Let's get started.
Yo, Mike Tyson is scary. That's scary.
I look at that and go, I don't know if I'm putting money on Tyson.
Yeah, dude, Mike Tyson, you see him hitting the bag and everything as well. And the way that he hits the bag and the way that he does things is something that only can be done because this guy is has so much experience. The old school boxing, the way he hits the bag is intimidating.
Dude, and he still has his legs. See how thick he is?
Bro, he looks great.
Dude.
He looks insane, honestly. Did you see the picture of him walking away from hitting the heavy bag? He looks like a mountain of a man at 60 years of age.
That's
intimidating. Honestly, seeing Mike Tyson's work in the lead up to the Jake Paul fight gives me the heebie-jeebies for Jake Paul because I'm scared for him. Mike Tyson
were a betting man.
If I was a betting man?
Yeah.
See, here's the issue with that. If I was a betting man...
if you were a betting man and not friends with Jake Paul.
Okay. I put all my money on Mike Tyson in round 2. God, that is so scary. That is horrifying.
How many rounds is it going to be?
8.
Do you think Tyson can go 8 rounds?
I think he's going to be tired. I think that Mike Tyson destroys Jake Paul within 3 rounds. 4 rounds gets iffy. Within 3 rounds, he destroys Jake Paul. But then out of that, Jake Paul is going to destroy Mike Tyson. That's what I think. But all the bag work that I've seen from Mike, all this sparring footage is scary. And he put this up in response to Jake Paul dropping his opponent. So he put this one up. He's like, you're putting up footage of dropping opponents, big deal. I got some too. And then the little afterwards speech that he gives where he's like, I got a lot more in me. Bro, when do you hear that?
Do you think that was acting? It seemed a touch.
Do you think that Mike was acting when he was telling people he's going to eat their children and all this stuff? I don't think so. I think he's just a maniac.
That was a great press conference.
Oh, man. Do you think that Mike was acting when he fought off 12 police officers in Las Vegas? I don't think so. That's just who he is.
No, but the cops were acting.
Paid actors. Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't see how Jake could take that body shot. That 1 or 2 of those, I think it's game over.
That's terrifying. The way Mike looks is scary.
I think Jake's going to have to do a lot of dancing.
I think first 3 rounds he's going to have to dance. But Jake said that he wasn't going to dance. He said he's like, I'll go in there right away and swing with him. I don't know if that's smart. I just do not know if that's smart.
He's not going to be able to take that shot. Besides the MMA, this was a big weekend leading into it on Friday.
What we got from Fridays? Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan
the JRE and Trump.
had Trump.
This was
one of our own.
One of our
own. Joe Rogan had the president on his podcast, the big get. For a long time, Rogan was saying he wasn't going to have Trump on. And why do you think he changed his mind?
I think that it just got into a point now where I think it's important. And I also think that Joe Rogan's platform is just insane. We can't pretend, like Joe Rogan himself can't pretend, it's just a podcast that I do sometimes. Sometimes people have that idea famous people, if you meet a lot of famous people, are kind of like, oh, I shouldn't be famous, or, you know, whatever. Joe Rogan, maybe he had that idea, like, it's not important enough or whatever. But now it's reached a point, I think, with the elections and all that, where he feels that his platform is important and he feels the election is important. So let's have everybody on. He invited Kamala on as well.
Yeah, if you invite one, you have to invite the other.
Yeah, that's only fair.
But I tend to think, I think he knows it's important, but I think part of him is like, you know, he doesn't want to be taken advantage of by politicians, for one. Sure. For two, I think it's good that he's kind of like doesn't outwardly come right out and pick sides.
So in 2 days, it has 35 million views, making it currently the third most popular podcast that Joe Rogan's ever done, and his other popular ones have 38 million views and 61 million views, and those are from 5 years ago. So this is on track to be his biggest one easily.
And to throw some whether it's conspiracy or not, Trump on Twitter and Elon Musk both came out and said that YouTube is throttling the video.
So I don't know how throttled it was. At first, I thought it was being throttled as well. I thought that it was being hidden, but it turns out that Joe Rogan had made it unlisted or something for a little while because he wanted it to appear at the same time as the Spotify podcast. But that was only in the first like hour or 2 hours or something. So I don't know what it's doing now, but at first I thought it was hidden. But
Elon Musk was saying if you type in Rogan Trump, that it was bringing up a bunch of other videos and not this. So I don't know.
Definitely possible. But at first I know that there was some confusion about like why it was appearing for some people and not others. And Rogan said it was his thing. But yeah, actually, if I look up Rogan Trump, let me see. I am seeing...
We'll do a live one right now.
Yeah, I'm literally not seeing the podcast. It's just a bunch of like other stuff and clips. So why is the podcast not the first thing that pops up?
If it has 35 million, you think it'd be the very first thing.
That is weird. It's literally not the first thing that pops up. That's
how
strange,
far
actually.
do you? Let's see how far you have to go down to see it.
Rogan Trump. No podcasts. I don't see it's. I mean, I see a lot of shorts.
Tell me what the top 5 videos. What angle shooting they're doing? Is it pro or negative?
I see top 10 moments. Joe's thoughts on the Trump podcast. This is from his Fight Companion. Joe Rogan bashes media for conflating Trump. Highlights from Trump's fascinating conversation. Censoring Trump is one of the top 5. That's crazy. But like, yeah, I don't see the actual podcast itself on here like anywhere.
That's wild.
There's a lot of clips from it. I didn't see too much angling, but I also have to probably watch some of these to see. But yeah, it's weird that why would the podcast not be the first thing that pops up? I'm not entirely sure.
And you've scrolled down how far would you say?
So far down, at least 50 videos.
And nothing there.
No.
Interesting.
And I wonder what the reason for that is. I don't know.
Yeah, this was did you watch it?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched it once, and then I went and I read a bunch of people's criticisms on it and stuff, and then I watched it again with my girlfriend, and she's kind of like she doesn't get into politics at all. But so she has like kind of no idea. She just sees headlines here and there. But she watched it with me and she goes, "Oh, that was good." You know, so and that's from kind of a third party unbiased perspective, which is good. I thought he did a good job.
I thought this was interesting. There you go.
The rebels are Republicans now. They're like, you want to be a rebel, you want to be punk rock, you want to like buck the system, you're a conservative now. That's how crazy. And then the liberals are now pro silencing criticism. They're pro censorship online. They're talking about regulating free speech and they're regulating the First Amendment. It's bananas to watch.
Joe, they come after their political opponent.
Well,
I thought
probably love the way he talks,
and with the hands always. I thought it was very interesting because Joe's always been more on the left side, and now it's like, hey, rebels are now the other side.
I think that most sensible people that have like a heart and stuff can kind of be more leftish, right? But now I think the left has gone so crazy far left that it's like the guys that were originally left now are somehow right-leaning, even though they've been like Democratic or left their whole life.
Some subjects, like Bill Maher, he's not right or anything, but like on some subjects, he'll like disagree.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that I don't know enough about him, but my grandpa used to watch him all the time, so I've gotten a little taste of it, and he seems to be more sensible, right? Am I wrong? He's a little bit more sensible on some subjects.
On some things.
On some things. He's
like
open
on
to
where
it,
you're at.
Whereas some people are like, no, I'm not open to it at all. But like, yeah, I agree. I think the only, like they were talking about the freedom of speech thing or censoring people or whatever. The only thing that combats, I'm not even saying who's right or who's wrong, but the only thing that can combat wrong speech is more speech. Speech, right? So like
let the people out themselves.
Right.
With their if they're saying some crazy shit that's like horrible.
Other people
then you'll know who the horrible people are.
There you go. Everybody should be able to say anything. Even if I disagree with you or whatever, you're free to say it.
And then he topped it off with the MSG. Whoop, we don't really need it, but I just
that is an insane amount of people.
That's insane, man. MSG and all those people. Musk was there. Hulk Hogan was there.
Yeah. So I was in the Las Vegas one the day before this, I believe. I was there with like Jorge Masvidal. Sean Strickland was sitting next to me. I was there with all the wins. I was actually supposed to go and meet Trump, but he was like an hour late or something, so he could only take a certain number of people, and I just missed the cutoff. So that would have sucked. But they said that they'll bring me back for one of the next ones to go meet him and all that. But it was cool. I was still front row, right next to him. It was great. It's a ton of people. Everybody's super nice too.
What was the energy like?
It was good. Everybody was nice, and I think that it was very cool to see him in person because you hear these. So this is me, front row, right there.
Oh wow!
Front row, right there. Very cool. But
where was this at?
This was at Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas.
And that holds about what, 12?
Yeah, I think somewhere in that ballpark, 12 to 15, I believe. But it was good, and it's funny to see the people who say that Trump can't speak or they try to project this like Biden-esque thing onto him where he's like getting too old for it. Man, that guy is sharp and funny. He was playing back with the crowd and everything. And I gotta say, it was entertaining to sit there and hear and see how he operates and see how he speaks. And he's super personable. You could tell why he was successful and why he was a reality star and why he did well with like other presidential people and all that when you see him in person. Obviously, you see him online and you can probably get a gist of it, but man, in person, he's sharp and witty and people talk to him, he talks back to the crowd. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he did 3 hours with Rogan on Friday and then got in the plane and went to another rally.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have that kind of energy.
That's unheard of. My friend Kyle from the Nelk Boys, they were with him and they did a podcast and then they went, they got on Trump Force One and went to a rally and they were talking about how like, guys, we're 30 and if we do a 2-day thing for launch of Happy Dad or whatever, shout out Happy Dad, they're like, we're tired after the weekend. This man's been doing this for 52 days and he's 80.
on McDonald's and no exercise.
That's crazy.
I guess living's exercise for this guy. What was backstage? Did Masvidal and Sean Strickland interact at all?
Yeah, they were together when they walked in. We all walked in together, and everything seemed cool. And we all sat down like in the same row. And Jorge went up on stage and talked, which was cool. I was expecting Sean to get up there, but maybe he's a little too wild. He gets a little wild, to be honest with you.
Well, did you hear about Kill Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah, that. So I think that they maybe should have been smarter about the usage of Tony Hinchcliffe because he is known for being what is
controversial.
Controversial, yeah. But that's who he is as a comedian.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Always on the edge.
He's
always roasting.
100%. That's what he is, and he roasted everybody up there. To be fair, but yeah, of course, that's a thing that I probably would have held off on him.
2 weeks before the election?
Just because he is controversial, and everybody knows that, though. But if you don't know him, you think, oh, who's this guy saying this crazy stuff? Because he's not known to everybody. But he is always known
What's
for being
funny
that way.
is that he came, and he could have, like, played it safe and, like, I'll cuddle you with some Kamala jokes and make everybody feel... No, he goes and attacks the crowd.
Literally everybody,
He attacks everybody in the crowd.
Like, his whole thing, the reason why he got known is literally for roasting everybody.
This is a drop box for ballots. People setting some drop boxes on fire. Yeah, those are votes. Those are people's votes. That's just nuts.
Yeah, this is crazy. Wait, that's insane. I saw this funny thing on Twitter. I don't know how true it is. It was just funny. some guy, it's literally a random Twitter account. I think he's from France or something. He's like, just to show you guys, I'm going to go to, he's a French citizen. He's like, just to show you guys, I'm going to go to America and illegally vote for Donald Trump. And then he quote retweeted it with a picture of him filling in the ballot for Donald Trump and giving it in. And it was like, it got 10 million views on Twitter or whatever. And if that's true, that's insane. But if it's not true, hilarious. Good content piece. He's like, I'm going to go there and vote in the opposite direction illegally. It's like,
yeah, so a week away from voting, it'll be interesting. Within a week to 10 days, we'll see what direction the country's going.
That's crazy. So. Well, it is 5:47, and I actually have to get out of here. I'm going to go train some jiu-jitsu with some UFC fighters and hopefully not get my face cranked off. I like my teeth.
Yeah, so you still got your teeth.
Still got them right now. Hopefully I keep them for a long while, I'm not wrestling Hamzat anytime soon.
At least we hope not. But if you are, hopefully you're making some of that Turkish money.
Yeah, hopefully I win. Yeah, Imanari roll, heel hook.
All right,
that's your podcast for MMA Weekly, the weekly podcast and update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the UFC this weekend. And see you guys next week. Same time, same place, same channel. Please subscribe and so on and so forth.
Might smoke big head to get a whole agenda. Ain't trying to get a hit, so bump that, it's no surrender. I'm trying to get it an FT to get them when they're in the crypto, learn how to fish. I don't really hold in the books, but I'm gonna learn how to fish. Some opportunities and I'm gonna let you manage it just so I can't miss that movie. MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Oh, pro coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did.